Hello everyone, my name is Logan Martins. Hope you're all doing well. I'm sorry. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about what I feel is one of the least talked about subjects in aviation. Um, well, not just aviation, but I'm going to be doing it about aviation. This goes for all careers, um, and that is going to be the human factors and how they can affect our jobs. So you may ask yourself, what are human factors and why do they matter in aviation? And that's what I'm going to be explaining to you guys here today. Um, because not only do pilots experience human factors, mechanics, ground crew, um, gate agents, teachers, it applies to broad spectrum because it affects everybody in the world. Um, and I'm going to be doing this about mechanics specifically. Um, and mechanics have probably what I would consider the hardest job in aviation. Some people may think pilots are experiencing the harder ones with flights from New York to China taking up to 10 hours and being in a cockpit, but mechanics can work up to they usually work from 8-hour shifts up to 16 hours in just one day, and they can do this rinse and repeat back to back for 4 days. Um, and this is day or night. This never stops. This career is constantly moving, and it's really a grueling job to anybody who's in it. And fatigue and all these factors heavily affect the safety of passengers, people, not only paying passengers, but people on the ground. If an aircraft goes down on land, it could affect civilians on the floor who are not even a part of this situation. So this is a very important thing because mechanics are needed to be in tip-top shape, and that is being awake, energized, conscious, as in like you're paying attention to every little detail on the work you're doing, following the paperwork, and these paperworks are very complicated in the way they are written out. So I would like to just point to the factors, which there are many factors, but the FAA has kind of broken it down into a way that we can easily see the spectrum, and they have actually called it the Dirty Dozen. I'm not going to go through this with you guys because I am limited on time to about 5 minutes, but there is 12 factors, and some of the ones that I'm going to shine light on are going to be, what's it called? I apologize, I'm trying to do this with no notes, but it's going to be the fatigue, being tired, these hours are grueling, the pressure. Your boss wants you to get these planes out in as quick as the time as possible because every minute this plane sits at a gate, that's money for the company, and your supervisor and your crew chief are going to be putting this strain on you, and they want this thing out quick. So the stress and the pressure and distraction, you could be doing your work on an aircraft, and somebody's like, "Hey, can I borrow a tool from you?" And you're in the middle of something that's very important when it comes to reading a gauge or hearing a sound. So distraction, stress, pressure, fatigue, these are all very important factors. I believe that fatigue is honestly one of the most important ones because at the end of the day, everybody's human. They're going to get tired eventually, especially with these grueling hours that they pull and the work they do. And these are nearly impossible to eliminate, but the FAA has found ways to getting rid of these. Obviously, fatigue being the most important one would be not overworking yourself. You do choose your own schedule, but at the end of the day, you are limited by the company for the safety of paying passengers. And for the pilot, the crew, people on the ground, like I said before. And a way we can reduce errors is going to be checklists. You have people that you constantly work with. There's some jobs that are just illegal and impossible to be done by yourself. So you will always have a coworker or a teammate, whatever you like to call them, supervising your work to double check you. You also have quality inspectors to make sure that the work you're doing is up to par. And fatigue, obviously, very important. Like I've said before, go home and relax. You do not need to be working. I know the money is very enticing, but please, for the sake of all people, sleep. Please, very much sleep. And that is really it for my speech. I really hope that I brought some light to these very important factors, not only affecting the aviation industry like myself, how I love to be a pilot and a mechanic, but also for you guys. Nurses, I know there's a few nurses in this class. I know there's people that love to be a teacher. This goes to everybody. If you are tired or you're experiencing any of these human factors, please take a step back, relook at it, and really saturate yourself on the importance of yourself over the work that you're doing, because at the end of the day, if you make a mistake, it's all on you, and it could be the effect that causes destruction on everybody, not just life or death, but also learning, students, patience. It's really an important thing. So thank you guys very much for your time. I'm a little bit over the time of it, so I apologize, but you guys have an amazing rest of your day.